What up, y'all? This is Jamba here with a video and on MLK Day. Shout out to MLK. So, yesterday I reacted to this video called "The Day in the Life of a Single Woman in LA." Um, and I found the video to be, in my personal opinion, very accurate towards a certain demographic of stereotypical LA women. Now, Content Machine has done us a service here in that they also did one for men, and I applaud them, for keeping it, keeping it equal. You can kind of, um, make fun of both sides here. I actually did see this one. I saw it one time. To me, it wasn't as funny as the first one. Maybe that's just a bias on my part. But it's funny because it kind of connected to the last one, and I I, I think there's some truth in this one, but I would say that this doesn't apply to. Let's dig into it here. It's still pretty funny. Again, not as funny as the last one in my opinion, but let's see what this is about. Let me turn this up. Hold on.
This is a day in the life of a single guy in LA. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately check Raya. Eight
All right, so wake up at 7 a.m. immediately check Ryan. This is funny. So he's waking up earlier than the girl from the last one. Most guys, and I know that most women are not on Raya, but you are actually more likely to get on Raya if you're a woman and you like if you're a woman and you're just like you're unemployed as a woman, you can find yourself on Raya by just being attractive. But in order to be a man on Raya, you gotta be something. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be like an influencer, you gotta be an entrepreneur, you gotta be an actor, like you gotta have to be something. Women don't really necessarily need to be something necessarily to get on Raya, right? So when I saw this, I'm like Raya, and I'm like, okay, like 95% of guys can't even get on fucking Raya. Funny though, I mean, I would say that you can replace Raya with like a dating app, but but even then, so let's continue on with this.
eight different girls flaked on me, but one didn't. Let's go. We've got dinner tonight. But then I see a cute girl.
So he said eight different girls flaked on him. So yeah, so even if you're on Raya, you're on a higher tier dating app, you're still gonna get flaked on. But he was able to set up, and this is why I'm saying like this is funny, but this isn't like the other one was funnier in my opinion because I felt like the other one applied to far more women than this one applies to men. Like most men are not even able to set up no fucking eight dates, and then one. So it's funny or realistic in that if you do set up eight dates, yeah, you're gonna get flaked on. I got flaked on today. So I got flaked on twice in like 3 days. But yeah, so truth, but at the same time, eight dates. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep this going.
Girl at the gym and hit on her. She's told eight different girls flaked on me, but one didn't. Let's go. We've got dinner tonight. But then I see a cute girl at the gym and hit on her. She's totally going for it. So I flake on the first girl and invite this girl to dinner instead. You have
So here's where this video gets to a point where, and I understand what Content Machine like if I was making this, like I could see why they did this because they want to make because they made the girl look very vapid and shallow in the last one, so they have to in order to not seem like they're being sexist or whatever, they got to make the guy seem like a douchebag in this one. But the problem with this is that guys, if okay, if I have a date, just tell me just logically, and this is why like this sketch doesn't work as well as the first one. If you're a guy and you know that if you set up 9 dates, and maybe I'm just looking at this too literally, but this is why because humor needs to come from somewhere real. So if you're a guy and you set up 8 9 dates in or meetups and most of them flake except for one, then if you do get another date, you wouldn't cancel on the first date that was hard to get in order for the second date. That doesn't make any sense. Now, if you had a reservation and then maybe like if it was like tickets or something like that, but what would actually happen is if he met the second girl, you would have just scheduled that date on a different day because tonight you're going out with the first girl from Raya. You know what I mean? Like guys don't if okay, if you're a dude and you're out here like dating and you doing your shit and you set up one date for Tuesday and you meet a different girl that let's say the day before, you're not going to flake on the Tuesday girl for this new girl. You're going to keep the Tuesday girl and then set up a date for Wednesday, Thursday, or like a different day. And then you have two dates instead of one. Like that's how most guys would do it. Women, I believe, are more likely to have a situation and then find a different guy who they perceive as better and then flake on that first situation. Men, I think we more so operate on volume, whereas women operate a little bit more so on quality, right? But again, I'm not the first person to say this, but that's why I like this sketch doesn't work. It's funny. I like what these guys do, but it's not quite working because I'm like, eh. Anyways,
have to understand who I'm up against in LA. Actors, models, athletes,
rewind.
going for it. So I flake on the first girl and invite this girl.
And also just the fact that he was able to get a girl's number at the gym. I mean, most guys, even if you're at a gym and you like most guys, I think the whole gym, like flirting at the gym has gone down. But so if you're a dude and a dude like this is like basically we're talking about like a guy who's like a successful guy, maybe a quote unquote Chad or a dude who is like this isn't like your average. This is like a dude who got it right. So
To dinner instead. You have to understand who I'm up against in LA. Actors, models, athletes, girls out here like a guy.
actors, models, athletes. Yeah, isn't that what I said last stream? Yeah, Blueface. I always use Blueface as an example. I use the game as an example. I'm like, because people be like, "Well, what's dating like in LA?" And I'm like, "Well, you could be seeing a girl and she can also be seeing the game, and it's so, and that may seem like an exaggeration, but there's a little bit of truth in that. Let's continue here. Let's continue. What am I doing? Okay.
Guy who's 6 feet makes 6 feet in LA. Actors, models, athletes, girls out here like a guy who's 6 feet makes six figures and is packing 6 inches. So first I put on
666.
my Tims to boost me up to 6 feet. Then I rent a Lamborghini Huracan to make it look like I make six figures. At 12 o'clock, I stuff my bulge, double stuffed. Then I see another.
That's funny. Yeah, so he got the Lambo. I'm pretty sure I know maybe one guy. Well, yeah. Would I ever went to rent a Lambo? I don't think I would ever rent a Lambo to date a new girl. I just think that's just doing too much. I think that's just doing a bit because it's kind of like this, right? If I rent a Lambo to give the impression that I make six figures, then I don't know. I guess I might as well just lie about a whole bunch of other shit too, because I'm pretty tall, so I could lie and say that I used to play for this team. Like I've been told that for years. Like guys will tell me for years, you should lie and say that you're on the practice team, but I never just ethically. I don't know. I felt that was just kind of like I just wouldn't want to get women that way. Um, but I've been told that. I've been told that a number of times, and both by men who are joking and men who are serious. I just think now I would rent a. Here's the scenario where I'll rent a Lambo. I think it's okay to rent a Lambo. I think it's okay to rent a Lambo if I'm dating. If I've been dating this woman, I've been dating her for maybe 6, 8 months. Maybe we're coming up on a year anniversary. Maybe we just got exclusive, and I'm like, you know what? Let's kind of let's you know have something. Let's do something kind of nice for ourselves, and I'll rent a Lambo. Maybe we can go, get somewhere nice, really nice to eat or whatever, and then like I'll rent it for that. But it'll have to be for like a woman who's like special and who's kind of like earned it through, you know, fuck with me and I fuck with her, and so, but not for first days. I'm not gonna say that it's goofy, but I like I said, I can see why a man would do it. I just don't think that it's worth the trouble at that point, and we're gonna see why. Hold on.
Another cute girl, so I cancel on the gym girl and invite this girl to dinner instead. Then I jump.
Yeah. So yeah, again, they're making this guy out to be like as if he's a dick. Guys wouldn't. it's funny. I know that women were probably are like thinking like this is like, but guys don't, even guys who get a lot of women, they don't do this. They guys who get a lot of women, like we're trying to perceive this guy to be, they would just stagger out, they will stagger out the women. So it's this whole notion of you meet a new attractive woman. First of all, he's getting way too many fucking numbers. Like he's getting, this guy is getting way too many numbers. He's not, so this isn't no typical dude. But even if you were, it's like you're not canceling and doing all of that. It just doesn't make any sense. But it's funny for the sketch, I guess. But me looking at it, I'm like, okay, you just try and make him out to be like a dick. Which, okay.
Back on Raya and match with an absolute baddie. I cancel on the girl who I just made plans with and invite this girl to dinner. At 7 o'clock, I pick her up in the Lambo.
So now this is like the little connectivity. So this is the exact dude from the last video. So in case you're like, this is familiar. So he picks her up in a Lambo.
She wasn't really impressed.
She wasn't impressed because she done been in a better Lambo. She done had these experiences before. So so you trying to get the Lambo to impress these women, and a lot of times they've already been there, done that. So like, which is part of the joke.
I take her out to catch steak. We have a decent conversation, but then I notice she starts to get DMs from professional athletes.
Yeah, well, and listen, I'm gonna tell you something. As and people have this conversation about money versus this versus game and all this other stuff. Um, Not saying, yeah, a professional athlete, that's kind of like the top in regards to what a lot of women, especially like that, really want, because these are guys who genetically are like in the top 2% and financially in the top 2%. So even if you're a guy who's, yeah, I'm making good money and I'm this and I'm that and I got my Lambo and I got my one bedroom apartment and the blah 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 blah, you think you're doing it, and you got crypto, and all this other stuff, but you 5'10", you can't, there's no amount of money that can, I shouldn't say no amount of money, but yeah, it's an uphill battle. So you as a man, you're 5'10", 5, and I'm not trying to shit on guys who are short. I'm not, but more so just like, there are certain things that you just are not necessarily going to be able to compete with. So you're gonna have to make up for it by taking her out to like a catch steakhouse, or fucking Ruth Chris or whatever the fuck, right? So and but anyways.
I gotta act fast. I find one of the servers and pay him $100 to pretend to recognize me so my date thinks I'm important. And it all goes to plan. People outside of LA would say that's a
Okay,
waste.
so now she interested now. So remember on the and this is why, like, I like content machine. So remember in the first video with the girl, she said, hey, the guy recognized him. So that was pretty cool. So that he got that little boost of validation here, or that boost of like that social proof now, right? So yeah, I like kind of what they're doing here.
But here, that's an investment. At 10
Okay,
o'clock,
so an investment. So he spent, now actually let me finish this and then we'll kind of go over, because this is not far from the truth. It's true for men of that caliber, kinda. This is definitely more capped than the other video, like I said, but there is truth here.
I drop my date off and make a move.
Yeah,
She
skirt skirt.
instantly rejects me. She said it's not going to work out because she doesn't do long distance. I live in Hollywood.
Oh, that's just, I mean, whatever reason. The thing about it is that women, they can say long, and I know that this is a joke, like I get it, but women can say long distance. Like, if 9 times out of 8, when a woman is curving you, is not, and she tells you a reason, it's usually not that reason. She's just trying to maybe not hurt your feelings. The truth of the matter is that women like that, yeah, she's been with guys who are better looking. She's been with guys that are taller, guys who make more money, guys who it's, in some of these women I've found, and I'm not, again, this is not all, or I would even say most, but there are some women who deal with guys who fuck for a living and make a whole lot of money fucking, and that's the dark side of stuff. But yeah, so um yeah, the whole this is funny. This is funny. This is amusing.
And she lives in the valley. I knew I should have set my radius to 1 mile. From there, I drive home broke, alone, and empty. And that's my day.
All right,
This is a day
I'll pause it. So yeah, the guy spend money on Lambo. Money, so Lambo, I don't know how much that will be, but probably quite a bit. for the rental, the dinner, and the $100 for the dude, and gas, and then it probably takes a special type of gas. So so this is quite a bit for a date, and also quite a bit for you to appear to be a guy that you're not, right? So this is something that is, in my opinion, I mean, look what he said at the end is, I'm now got to drive home broke and alone. So, and I guess that's his comeuppance for flaking on all those other women and being a player and lying and all this other stuff. So I get it. But there are some guys who do something like this, who do this, and they do this for a temporary lay or a temporary, hook up with a woman. But you can't sustain it. So let's look at these comments for a second. There's only 23 of these comments. Let me see. Now moving to LA. Early, my God, the pain and struggle. Saw the other one. Such a hard life. Okay, nothing. Wow. Guy said 6 inches is packing. I'm not touching that one. Rookie mistake flaking. Yeah, God, we wouldn't. Guys, look, I can meet if I have a date. Let's say I have a date tonight, and Carmen Electra from 1998. She got out of a time machine and she was interested in me, and she was really interested. I can see you tomorrow, and I got my date for tonight, and I'll see Carmen Electra from 1998 tomorrow. Yeah, so we're not guys are not this whole flaking and do that's not that's the I think that's just more of a woman thing. You know, cursing me at the comments. He should have split the bill. Okay. Yeah, and there's nothing really interesting here. So yeah, so I just wanted to kind of cover this because now is this how I obviously it's not how I live my life, but yeah, funny, amusing, just regular people humor. Be sure to like and subscribe. I don't know if I said my name, but my name is Jamba. Yeah, like and subscribe, and I'm gonna come back with another video eventually, probably tonight.